Good day everyone, I am Diana Jane Panerio, and today I'll be discussing one of our topics in object-oriented programming. So I will be discussing about constructors and destructors in Java. So first, let's define what are constructors. So in Java, a constructor is a special type of method that is automatically called when we created an object. So its main purpose is to initialize the object state, which means it's giving values to the object's variable when it is first created. Constructors has also have the same name as the class and they don't have a return type, not even void. So they help make sure that every object starts in a proper and valid state before it used. So there are types of constructors. So there are two common types of constructors in Java. So we have first the default constructor. So first, this constructor doesn't take any parameters. It assigns default or fixed values to an object's variables. So if you don't write any constructor in your class, Java automatically creates a default one. So next is parameterized constructor. So this type of constructor takes a parameters or arguments. It allows us to set specific values for each object when we create it. So this is also useful when we want to initialize different objects with different data. Next, in initializing object state. So when we create a new object using a constructor, the values inside the constructor are used to initialize the object state, meaning the variables inside the class are given starting values. So this helps to avoid having an empty or invalid data inside the object. Like for example, in our bank account program, we can initialize the account's name and balance right away when we create an object. So next, let's define what is destructor in Java. So unlike the other languages like C++, Java does not have the destructors. Instead, Java uses automatic garbage collections to remove unused objects from memory. However, Java provides a special method called finalize, which works like a destructor. It is automatically called by the garbage collector before the object is deleted. We can use it to release resources or display a message when an object is destroyed.
Hello everyone, I am Alona Huerta and I will be discussing our code. First, we have the line, private string name, private double balance. These are called data members or field of the class. They store the name of the account holder and balance of the bank account. I use private so that the variable can only be accessed inside the class. This is part of encapsulation in OOP. Next, we have the default constructor. Public bank account, name equals no name, balance equals 0.0. A default constructor is automatically called when we create a new object without passing any values. Here, it assigns no name to the name variable and 0.0 the balance. It also prints a message saying default constructor called. This helps us know which constructor was used. Next, we have the default constructor. Public bank account, name equals no name, balance equals 0.0. A default constructor is automatically called when we create a new object without passing any values. Here, it assigns no name to the name variable and 0.0 the balance. It also prints a message saying default constructor called. This helps us know which constructor was used. And lastly, we have the display method. Public void display. This method simply displays the account's current information, the account name, and the balance on the screen.
My name is Mary. Determine is made an outside and instructor in the element in memory. It was prioritized by is automatically runs before an object. It removes from memory. Documents when an object is no longer used or when not programming ends. Determine garbage or for measurement on LAF or free memory. In our own, it is simplified range on message string, disruptor failures, or for me. So we all see which content is being destroyed. This shows how Thomas handles memory automatically, not with the manually generated content like in C++.
In this part of our program, I am showing how the Java handles object distractions automatically using something called the garbage collection. So this means I'm removing the reference to both objects Act 1 and Act 2 or Account 1 and Account 2. When we set an object to null, we are telling Java that we're done using it, and it can now be deleted from memory whenever possible. So as you can see in that part, this line suggests that Java should run the garbage collector. The garbage collector is a built-in feature in Java that automatically finds and deletes objects that are no longer needed to free up the memory. So here's our output for this code. So as you can see in our output, we call the default constructor. So this means that the default constructor was executed when I created the first object, which is the account 1. So since I didn't pass any values, it used the default ones inside the constructor. So the account name became no name or unknown, and the balance became 0. So as you can see, the next part, we call the parameterized constructors. So this shows that the parameterized constructor run from the second object, which is the account 2. So in this case, I passed, which is the Diana, as the account name and the 500 as the balance. So it means that the constructor received the values correctly and stored them in the object. So as you can see in the lower part, so this part happens when we set both objects to null and called system. So it tells the Java garbage collector to clean up the unused objects. So before each object is deleted from memory, the finalize method runs automatically. That's why it prints a message saying that distractor or finalize was called for both NoName and Diana. So it means both objects were destroyed properly and then memory was released. And that's our code works. So that's how constructors and distractors work in Java. I hope you understand how objects are created, initialized, and destroyed automatically. Thank you so much for listening to our report. Thank you.